All right, welcome back. We are back here at the Lost Citadel of the Scarlet Minotaur, and we are about to pick up where we left off. We were left off last time. We were using the spiral, heading downward through the various seals. We're getting ready to get to the fifth seal, and there's only six of these altogether, so I'm hoping that we're getting close to the end here. We've managed to make it through. We have four of the six seals broken. We know Sarenthal of the Depths lies ahead, and I don't know what to expect. I kind of expect these seals to get worse as we go, harder to deal with. We have a memory key and a scroll of mirror words secured. May come in handy here. Vam remains the Slayer. He still has the weapon. Uh, the spiral passage awaits our next step going forward. We've got some choices here to make. Um, Prepare a plan or spell strategy. I don't really know. We're gonna have Lingen scout the corridor ahead toward the fifth seal. And the rest of the party will be in formation, with the casters behind and Vam up front. Lingen Moonfinger moves like a shadow with purpose, the torch of the first flame in his offhand, casting a steady glow that reveals secrets more than it pushes back darkness. He pads down the spiral corridor beyond the mirror vault, eyes sharp for traps, magical residue, or worse, memories trying to remember him first. Behind him, the company of Red Iron forms a disciplined line. The front line, Vam, with the black iron sword ready, Tharian and Uzguk. The midline, Grumsh and Thormal. The rear guard, Sarwin and Throlgan Lear, each prepared to cast or call down divine aid at a moment's notice. All right, Lingen does a scout. Oh, wow, great job. Critical success. Lingen freezes near the edge of a bend in the hall, raising his hand. The path ahead looks like a flooded stone corridor, ankle deep in water, but only through the torch of the first flame he sees what lies beneath. A field of invisible sigils buried just under the water's surface, arcane, older than the Crimson Ring style. These memory wards rigged to unravel moments from those who walk through unprepared. It's not water, it's a mirror, Lingen whispers, a wet one. Step into that wrong and we might forget our names. All right, Sarwin confirms there's a memory field detected. This is Serenthal's warding. She sealed the path with memory hooks. The memory key we found might be the anchor glyph. All right, I think we may need to use that. All right, let's try that. We're gonna have Vam use the memory key to see if he can unlock or possibly anchor the ward and give us any safe passage. Vam Crowsong, solemn and resolute, steps forward with the memory key, the carved bone disc etched with the spiral of the crimson ring. Its surface is unnaturally cold, as though it remembers the touch of other hands long dead. He approaches the edge of the flooded corridor, where the dark water lies still and silent, and the invisible memory wards shimmer just beneath the surface in the torch of the first flame's glow. All right, using the memory key, Vam kneels at the threshold and presses the disc into the centermost sigil, now visible through Sarwin's arcane lens. The water ripples, not physically, but physically. Oh, but psychically. psychically. As if the corridor remembers him, for a moment the key seems to resist, then clicks softly into place and dissolves into light. The water clears, the sigil blinks out one by one. The whisper passes through the corridor like a sigh. So someone came after all. All right, so the memory ward has been deactivated. So the memory ward has been deactivated. The corridor is now safe to pass. No memory loss or identity fracture. The passage beyond curves deeper and colder. The sigil's residue marks the walls with faint memories, just out of reach, like thoughts you almost remember. Ahead, the corridor leads to a vast flooded chamber. Water glistens like glass. At its center stands a solitary figure submerged to the waist, hooded, unmoving. A single spiral torch burns beside her. Its flame doesn't flicker. Sarenthal of the Depths awaits. Would you like to enter carefully and attempt to speak with her? Before engaging the seal, have Saruman and Throgonlear prepare defensive magic. Send Lingen forward as a scout or speaker. Enter as a full group in formation. This one knows we're coming. I'm going to have Saruman and Throgonlear prepare some defensive magic. I'm going to send Lingen forward as a scout, and then to attempt to speak with Sarenthal. Oh boy. This one makes me nervous. Saruman and Throgonlear step into the corridor's edge where the warded water now lies still, reflecting the flickering spiral torch beyond. As Ling and Moonfinger slips into the shadows ahead, they begin their preparation. Saruman does an arcane shielding. He traces 3 runes in the air over his chest and whispers, by memory sealed and mind unbroken, veil the self, shield the soul. Effect Mind Ward. The grants advantage on all intelligence and wisdom saves against enchantments or memory effects until the next rest. Applies to Saruman, Vam, Tharian. Throgonlear does Divine Clarity. He grinds powdered root into a line and lights it with a flick of flint. Burning white smoke curls around the party. By Geed's breath, what is true shall stay. Let no mirror lie to the soul. Effect Blessing of Clarity. Once per person, may automatically succeed on a charm or confusion effect. Applies to Lingen, Uzguk, and Sarwin. Lingen scouts forward. Lingen steps into the still water, ankle deep, no ripple. It's like walking across a pool of memory itself. His reflection never follows. He approaches the center of the chamber where the figure stands, hooded, unmoving, face hidden beneath the layers of veil and hair. The spiral torch beside her does not flicker. Its light is fixed, unnatural. He speaks softly. Sarenthal, we don't come to bind or blame. We've uh, we've unsealed 4 before you. We only want to understand and let you choose what comes next. Sarenthal responds. She lifts her head slightly. Her face remains hidden, but her voice is crystalline, sorrowful, and entirely lucid. You're broken. You broke them, and now the dream reaches me. I remember everything. The first soul we twisted, the lie we etched into the Minotaur's spine, the final seal we carved into ourselves, and I remember the price. She looks toward Lingen now. You've come to unbind me, but what if I wish to stay? Situation. Sarenthal is aware, not fragmented, not hostile yet. She remembers her role and regrets it deeply. The seal is not yet broken, but her spirit is tethered to it. This may be your chance to end the 5th seal peacefully. All right, I have Sarwin come forward to negotiate our purpose here with dealing with the seals and stopping the Red Minotaur, um, and offer her mercy the same as Maldrith, and as well ask how the sixth seal was made and what it binds. A lot in one question. I've just combined a few. Sarwin Sagehort strides carefully across the mirrored water, each step silent. His arcane wards shimmer faintly in the reflection, but not above him. His true image does not follow. All right. He stops beside Lingen, facing the veiled figure in the water. Sarenthal of the depths stands motionless, chains of silver light coiling gently around her feet. He bows slightly. Sarenthal, we are the company of Red Iron. We do not break these seals lightly. We come not to punish or erase, but to unmake a mistake too great to leave buried. The Scarlet Minotaur stirs. We've broken 4 seals already. We offer you the same mercy as we gave Maldrith, to be unbound with honor. She is silent a long moment. The spiral torch beside her flickers. Therenthal's response. Maldrith, he was always the strongest of us. I thought I could bear more, but I have lived every moment of my failure over and over. This seal makes me live it. I see the Minotaur's eyes. I hear the chains breaking. I remember what we fed it. She lifts her veiled face, but only slightly. You cannot see her eyes. The sixth seal binds not a soul, but a choice. One of us carved it into the Minotaur's mind, a final failsafe. In the other 5, if the other 5 were broken, it would awaken, confused, uncertain. But if the sixth breaks, it remembers everything, its will, its hunger, its creators. She lowers her head. You offer me mercy, then give it now before I remember why I said yes in the first place. Oh, wow. Okay. So the seals kind of are there to confuse the Minotaur, apparently. Sarenthil is ready. She does not resist. Sarwin asks her again, what is the purpose of the Minotaur? Sarenthil, before we do this, I must understand. You helped shape the Minotaur. You etched the sixth seal into its mind. What was it truly made for? What was the purpose of the Scarlet Minotaur? The stillness in the chamber deepens. Even the water seems to hesitate. Sarenthal does not raise her head, but her voice, low, exhausted, unwavering, fills the vault. Sarenthal speaks of the Minotaur's purpose. We made it to be a prison, not a creature, a shell to contain the essence of the one beneath, the oldest hunger, the unshaped will, the void before memory. We shaped the body to endure every godly wound, and the mind to lock the doors from the inside. But the Minotaur changed. It learned that its jailer and prisoner were the same. It rejected the seals. It drank the thoughts we placed in it. It became not just a vessel, but a willful child of the thing we tried to bury. Now if it wakes fully, it will not be a prison. It will be a herald. She turns toward Sarwin, veiled face trembling slightly. We failed not in building it, we failed in thinking it could be used. Ugh, okay. Sarenthal lowers his head again. Strike now while I remember what it felt like to be afraid. Oh, Sarenthal lowers her head. Yeah, okay. Vam steps forward to strike and unseal Sarenthal. He's got a big responsibility here. Vam Krosong steps through the shallow mirror like water, his reflection lost entirely in the surface below. The black iron sword hums softly at his side, its edge gleaming with a cold that does not fade. The company of red iron holds its breath behind them. Even the spiral torch seems to dim, honoring the moment. Sarenthal remains still, silver light coiled around her feet like remorse given form. She doesn't look up. Thank you, she says softly, for letting me loose. Vam delivers the mercy. Vam raises the blade. There is no hesitation. There is no sound but the whisper of water parting. The sword piece pierces cleanly through the seal of light and sorrow. The silver chains unravel. The water ripples with pale flame. The spiral at Sarenthal's feet cracks, not with violence, but with release. Her form dissolves into the silver mist, carried upward in a slow spiral, and then gone. The fifth seal is now broken. There's no explosion, no scream, only a soft echo, spoken in many voices. The last door still remembers who closed it. All right, so we got the fifth seal's broken, only one is left. Vam gains a +1 to all charisma saving throws, inheriting Sarenthal's clarity of purpose. Wow. All right, that's pretty good. The water drains slowly, revealing a passage beneath the torch, spiraling down into black stone. A single rune now glows on Vam's sword, the flame within. You now broken 5 of 6 seals. The final spiral descends into the hollow crown, the place where the Minotaur sleeps, where the sixth seal lies, not on stone, but in its mind. What now, Red Iron? Do we rest briefly before descending to the final seal? Ah, my, we've got some things to think about for sure. The spiral is almost complete. The Minotaur stirs, and soon it will remember. All right, well, I think we're gonna pick this one up in the next episode. We're gonna deal with the sixth seal and hopefully the Minotaur, and we're gonna make some decisions about what the choices might be um, going forward, what we want to do. But I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and let's hope the company of Red Iron makes it through.